Well, wouldn't you know it? Look who came crawling back to their ex-girlfriend. Apparently, the WWE is interested in bringing back FTR into the company. This reported by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select. Check out this clip.
But you noted on Fightful Select that WWE has interest in bringing back FTR, formerly the Revival, of course.
So what happened was I had a conversation with WWE earlier this year. And by that, I mean a rep. And they had indicated interest in bringing them back. And
FTR,
said,
you mean?
Yes, that had been discussed internally. There, MJF was mentioned as well. Obviously, they can't reach out to these people in an official capacity. I can tell you that FTR were under the impression they had an option year. I can tell you that for sure because I did my due diligence and followed up. However, AEW reached out to me and they're like, we still have them for over a year. Regardless, you see what they are exactly what they said they could be.
Yeah, this is totally the douchebag boyfriend, dumps his girlfriend because she's not hot enough. She goes off and she finds some other dude to date. And they live happily ever after, right? They have a good little relationship going. And they're starting to fall for each other, right? You're seeing this girl be happier than she's ever been. And then suddenly you get a little bit of that regret sinking in, right? The douchebag guy starts to feel remorse for letting the girl go because she's not a 10. She's only an 8. Gotta have a 10. But now they want that 8 back because that 8's starting to look goddamn good over on another man's arms. And that's exactly what's going on with FTR, right? WWE had no idea how to use FTR when they were in-house. They even had these stupid gimmicks drawn up for them where because their gimmick was no gimmicks, they were going to flip it and make them like the ultra gimmick. Kind of like well, is this what you want? You want gimmicks? We're going to be all the gimmicks. And they had this like Flavor Flav mixed with fucking streamers, mixed with high voltage pants and the whole fucking and Buff Bagwell top hats and the whole 9 yards. They had the whole thing going on. And FTR was just out. Look, man, we're done with this. This isn't what we want. We want to compete with real tag teams. We want to put tag team wrestling on the map. Even before themselves, they wanted to put tag team wrestling on the map. And tag team wrestling is just not something that Vince cares about or will ever care about. I mean, look at the state of the tag team division in WWE now. You got the Usos, fantastic tag team, right? Top of their game, best that they've ever been. And then you got RK Bro, another good tag team. Sure. Okay, I'll give you that. RK Bro, great tag team. They're fun to watch. By the way, that RK Bro shirt, the 420, the I just smoked your ass, fantastic. I'm gonna be ordering that from WWE shop. That's such a cool shirt. But I digress. Who else do we got? We got the Alpha Academy. The fucking the Street Profits. Like, that's it. The WWE tag team division is non-existent. And even if they could throw a few teams together for FTR to face when they come in, it's not going to be something that Vince is going to dedicate anything to in the long run. And I don't know why, other than the money thing. Freddie Prinze Jr. said it multiple times on his podcast and in other interviews that Vince McMahon has outright said, I'm paying 4 guys for 1 match instead of 2. As a booker, as a promoter, that's a waste of money. I can get that match half as cheap if I just make it a singles match. I get that. But tag team wrestling is a fucking beautiful art. Tag team wrestling can be just as exciting as any singles match you ever put together. Tag team wrestling can create more drama than a singles match at times. You have more people to play with. You have more stories you can tell. I just think tag team wrestling is such a lost art. And I shouldn't say lost because it's happening at a very high level over in AEW. But I think just over the years in general, and I think that's because of WWE and Vince McMahon not liking tag team wrestling. Tag team wrestling has really slumped off in the last 20 years or more. But I think AEW's done a great job. I think AEW has the best tag teams in the business. The only one that they were really missing from the fold was the Briscoes, and of course the Usos belonging to another company. But with the Briscoes, it didn't sound like they were going to bring them in because of the whole thing that they said on Twitter and the networks not really wanting to use them. But now, Tony owns Ring of Honor, and they're with Ring of Honor, so they're in de facto. Even though he didn't buy any contracts, so he may still not pick up the Briscoes, but he'd be stupid not to, right? But I mean, you got Proud and Powerful, you got the fucking Red Dragon, the Blackpool Fight Club that's going on. There's so much going on in the tag team. Butcher and the Blade even are a fucking great team for like the henchman team, the guys that you got to get through to get up to the next level. They're a great gatekeeper team for sure. Like, the roster is stacked. So I don't see any, if FTR, if the most important thing are the Lucha Brothers, I mean, it could keep going on. The most important thing for FTR at the time that they left was great tag team wrestling. Now, the Young Bucks, how the fuck did I forget about the Young Bucks? Jesus, right? Have they accomplished that at this point? I think there's a little bit more work to do, but they got another year. It's been, I haven't heard a straight answer on the contract situation. I've heard Meltzer's reported on it. Sean Ross Sapp has reported on it. The idea is either the contract is up this summer with a 1-year option, so they'll be with the company for at least another year, or they have another year on the contract plus the 1-year option. So either way, we're getting FTR at least 1 year still in AEW, and that's a lot of time to build a great body of tag team work, to do some great shit with Red Dragon, to have their third match with the Young Bucks. My God, their matches with the Young Bucks. Have another banger with Proud and Powerful. Have another banger with the Briscoes. I mean, this team is on fire. And if they can keep going out there and having great tag team matches, maybe by the time their contract is up, they'll be ready to kind of cash in and get that fat paycheck. But they got to know, they got to understand going into this that the money that they're being offered has to be good enough to be worth it and not being guaranteed, because they can just be let go at any point that Nick Khan wakes up and decides they need to free up a few more dollars for their fucking eventual sale, right? So you got to be cautious about that. I could sign a 3-year deal, a 5-year deal, and I might end up only getting a year or two out of that. So that's something for them to think about. Another thing is they're not going to be able to face the same quality of tag teams. They're going to get in and they're going to work the Usos, and they're going to work the New Day, and they're going to work Alpha Academy, and they're going to work RK Bro. And then what? Then they're done. Then they've made it through the tag teams, and then they're going to start doing some stupid shit again, because Vince has never, and will never take tag team wrestling seriously. There was a point in time where Vince eliminated the tag team titles altogether in the early 2000s. There were literally no tag team titles for a little bit. So that's how much Vince cares about tag teams. So they want to bring FTR over because FTR is the 8 that you wished was a 10 that went and found happiness with another guy somewhere else, and now you're jealous, and now you want your 8 back because you want that happiness for yourself. That's in FTR, by the way, is not an 8, they're a 10, but WWE just doesn't see it that way because they look at things like they're superficial. They like the look. She's not a blonde with big tits. She's a little thick, and she's whatever. It doesn't matter. You get the point, all right? I'm rambling on at this point. WWE, FTR, I don't want to see it happen, but hey, because it's just not going to be a good product. But if FTR wants to cash in, they want to end their careers on a big fat paycheck to set their families up for the long term, that might just be the option to go if that offer is still on the table at that time.
Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah, and you can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Oh yeah, dig it.